variance and risk management. What I guess overall, like, what do you think what are your risk management strategies?
It is a scam when you don't allow everyone to operate on fair terms.
We are the Robin Hoods of sports betting. We take something back from the rich bookies and enable our customers to beat them instead.
I can't give a guidance for it because it's so individual.
Yeah.
Everyone who should know that if you're betting less than a bankroll of less than 100 bets per bet, it's aggressive in my mind. Even if Kelly says so, it is aggressive. You will experience like 10, 15, 20, 30 bets downswings. And it feels horrible, even though you could be doing everything you're supposed to. You're just super unlucky. But like I said, we had this video about variance involved in sports betting. And I think you just got to figure out what you're comfortable with, but don't do the research first before you start staking anything, and understand the chances of each swing you're going to go through based on your previous results. So if you consistently is closing 2.5% above Pinnacle, then yeah, put in 2.5% or even put in 2% so you have some room of error, and see what kind of swings you can expect and make sure you can afford it. Because it's easy when you have like 100K and you say, oh yeah, if I lose 40K, it's not that big of a deal. But then you realize, oh fuck, I got to cash out 20K for expenses for the next 3 months. And all of a sudden you only have 40K left. And maybe you shouldn't have staked that high. So just make sure you look into all of this before you increase anything in stakes and understand the risk you're going to have to go through.
Yeah. I mean, would you say that overall, I feel like maybe your biggest risk management strategy is like diversifying your portfolio. So not just, betting, not just doing poker, like you've been investing in all sorts of stuff and like property and stuff like that, more stable investments.
Well, it's all about it all has the same kind of input, right? It's like how much are you expecting to make? How do you optimize your whole net worth? I'm no guru when it comes to net worth management or anything like that. All that I know is I've been too naive to give loans and shit like that to friends or invest in great ideas, which has not given any good return. And if I just stayed to stocks, put all my money in the S&P 500, things would have looked a lot better than if I believed in all those good things that was given to me.
Yeah.
Because those things it's a reason why people are, well, first of all, if you can hear about an idea, why do you think they're reaching out to you and not getting someone else to invest in it? If the deal sounds too good to be true, like we heard that before, right? So I just used like, at least recently, just staying away from everything else and just following the markets. It's hard to think you can beat everything based on, like, tech stocks has gone extremely well recently. And I can say, oh yeah, but I actually believe that. Yeah, but also if you look back 10 years and would say year by year, maybe you wouldn't have done that well compared to the market. So again, there's variance there too.
Yeah. And then on variance, this is a question that we asked in our Betting Experts article series. I didn't get too many definitive answers on this, but do you think, like, how many bets do you think you need to place until variance has played out? I think Spanky was maybe one of the only ones who came out with a definitive answer. He had this fancy formula, but I think he spat out something like 2,000 bets, he thought. Like, place 2,000 bets, and then he believes like variance has basically played out by then. And you can kind of be a bit more definitive, I guess, over your edge. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely around that region, if not higher. I think you get a good feel for it up to 2,000, but yeah, it sounds like a good number before. Obviously, the bigger it gets, the more the variance is going to get even out. So
yeah, and I mean that's what we try to tell everyone on Trademate to more trades equals more profits, I guess. Like it's just, or I mean, maybe it's not a great expression. It's just more trades equals a way better chance of profiting. I guess maybe that's a better way of putting it.
Well, you can do the coin flip thing.
Yeah.
If you get like every time you stake £100 and you get right, you win 105. You know, every time you flip a coin, you're gonna make 2.5 because they're expected to lose half of the time. And you just flip that coin as many times as possible. Yeah, you can lose 140 out of the first 220, and you still be in minus. Doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You've just been extremely unlucky. Yeah. And you're like losing at, I haven't done the math on that. Well, I'm not going to even bother to do that, but everyone understands what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think the coin flip it can almost be a, what's the word for this? Like it's the way of like explaining value betting to the most beginner punter you could think of, because it's just the easiest way of explaining variance and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's also why I say as I told Marius, that I think we need to release weekly graphs of how Trademate has been doing, because it's going to be just weeks that the whole community is losing because most of the value bets lost that most people got on. And it's going to be weeks where everyone's in a way winning, and it's going to be the winning weeks is obviously going to even out the losing weeks and even more because of the volume the whole community is able to get on. So something like that, I think, is really good for everyone to see. Like, if you have a losing week, yeah, sometimes you're going to see the whole community had a losing week. If you have a winning week, you can say, okay, maybe actually I was lucky this week. Or the other way, you had a losing week and you were just unlucky too. Yeah. Because you got on the wrong, or not wrong, but in a way wrong bets in terms of results.
Well, mate, I got some good news for you on that. Marius always tells me every time I suggest we do this, he always says that that's what Jonas wants. He won't shut up about it. But I suggested it once again last week, and I think we're going to get we're going to do it monthly though. So I'm going to write the first monthly of Trademate results, I guess.
I mean, if they can do it monthly, they should do it weekly. They can even do it daily. It doesn't.
I think we're going to try and automate it. I think we're going to try and automate it eventually. But I think I was going to just start doing a monthly article where we can go through, each sports at some of the moment. So just to start off with, see if people are interested and go from there.
But if you do it weekly, if you do a weekly thing, you could actually show like how, because that's going to display more the life of sports betting. Because you're going to have weeks where you lose 4 days in a row and you feel like, what the fuck is this? It's so frustrating. And it's going to have weeks where you just win every single day. And it's going to give them a better like picture of the whole. A lot of people is going to recognize themselves in the articles, and day by day they can look back and be like, oh yeah, remember that fucking day.